The project I'm going to be making in this video is a Dungeon Master screen. This screen is made from 3 separate panels, and each of these panels is 12 inches across by 9 inches tall. These castles are cast out of dental stone, so this thing with the plaque weighs probably about 4 pounds. The plaque itself weighs a pound, so the castle itself is about 3 pounds worth of dental stone. So if you get a 15-pound box of dental stone, it should be enough to do this project. You could actually make this out of plaster of Paris if you wanted, but if you're going to handle it as a Dungeon Master screen and move it to the table and move it off the table, I would suggest that you use something like dental stone. Now these have got a nice heft to them, so you won't accidentally knock them over. They actually are fairly sturdy and will hold in place by themselves really nice. Now I'll just turn these around so you can kind of see what the Dungeon Master, what his area is going to look like. Most of the Dungeon Master screens I have seen are usually 8.5 by 11s, turned landscape like this. This is a little bit larger. These are 9 by 12. So this is the amount of space you have to kind of work behind the screen and to stick up charts and to roll dice and do things like that. Now I want to mention a few things about assembling the walls, a couple things to look out for. The first thing is kind of the recessed scrape side of the block. This back side of the castle wall block is the side that's been scraped when you cast it in dental stone. But if you look at it in the light, I'm going to kind of turn it here. Do you see that there's actually a raised edge? And what happens is when you put glue over the middle of the surface and you stick it to a wall section, it won't stick. And there's 2 places that the castle walls fell apart, and in both of those places it was due to the back edge of this particular scraped side not being sanded first. The other side, I'm going to completely drench this thing. Whoa, okay. Now if you see there, this thing sort of came apart because I didn't have a really good glue. The edge of the glue around here and the edge of the glue that should have held up a little better. So what you want to do is, if you look at it and it looks like it's concave, or even if you're not sure, take it to a little piece of sandpaper and just simply lightly sand the back just a little bit. And what you'll do is you can kind of see when I zoom into it, you can see where that area is sanded now. Where you've got a raised edge. So now I've got a lot more area for the glue. And when I put glue on, be sure that you put it around this area. Now another thing you have to watch out is when you're applying glue to these side walls. These side walls, of course, you see they have an arch in the side, but also this bottom, the arch falls all the way past the bottom. So the only areas that you really have to adhere glue to are the outside edge, around the top, and down. And that's really it. That's all you've got to stick this block to another block. So if you're applying these together, this one block right here may have a little brace down the center of it. But what you're sticking it to is a block that doesn't have any brace down to the center of it. The other thing, especially when you're applying it to the top pieces, you need to be kind of especially careful to apply glue where it's needed. Now, if you look at this, this has got a nice, large, solid area for you to apply glue to. So you think, well, that's not going to be a problem. The problem is when you stick it onto a wall section like this, because you have only the side areas here, and then on this one you don't have any side areas on it. So you ask yourself, where is the glue actually going to touch when these 2 pieces meet? You can kind of eyeball it and push it up and see where it's going to meet. In this case, the only place that glue is going to touch is going to be this corner here, and then the little edge right up here where that top is. Another thing that's extremely helpful for you to have is a wall made of Legos, or a kind of an L corner made of Legos. I put this together from basic Legos, and what happens is when I want to use it to build, I can set my castle blocks in the corner like that, and then I can apply glue to the next pieces around the back that are going to fit. And keep in mind what you're going to glue to. There's no reason to spread glue over the whole back when it's only the areas that are touch are going to be the areas that are around the corner here, and then possibly these areas right here. Those are the only ones that are going to get the glue. So you don't need to spread it all over, just be sure that you get it around the edges. But the wall of Legos will help you, so you can set them up against there, and you can apply glue and set it up against there, and when you're done, shove everything back so it's all nice, straight, and square.